In light of all the stuff that's been going on in the world, I wonder if AEW, I mean, obviously AEW's moved to Jacksonville for the next couple of weeks. I wonder if they're going to be playing to a limited audience, kind of like TNA with a smaller kind of setup, or if they're going to actually be doing it like the way WWE did it, where there's nobody there, but they play to an invisible crowd. That's creepy.
It is. It's weird too. It's I don't know how they would do it. I'm thinking maybe because they're in Jacksonville, they've got and a lot of the wrestlers there live in Florida, so maybe they have a lot of family and friends that they can just pile them in and to get this little makeshift audience.
I hope. I really don't want to see a not audience. I mean, I didn't watch the not audience SmackDown.
I did.
I heard it was hilarious, but.
It was interesting.
It was, yeah. I hope that everybody. First of all, I hope everybody's safe. Period. And then secondly, hopefully, they're able to still put on a show with at least a medium-sized crowd.
I mean, who's Jericho going to make fun of if there's no crowd? I mean, look at that face. He's already upset about it.
Who's going to sing Jericho's theme when he comes out?
He'll have to sing it himself. He'll have Sammy and Jake there singing it for him.
Jake doesn't sing. He'll just stand there.
That's right. He'll just stare into the camera blindly. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, welcome back to AEW Aftershock, everybody.
I'm still wearing the bestseller.
Yes.
Number one bestseller.
And speaking of number one, this is your number one podcast discussing all things All Elite Wrestling.
Segway.
That's your line.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, Brant. Keep going. We can't until we move completely do the lines correctly.
We can though, because I've got the line right there. Your name is the very next line.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you took my line before.
No,
Brant has. We're done with intros. I'm Chris Falcon, though.
And are you ready for it? You ready for it? I am Midnight Sky. Or you can call me Brant, whatever you prefer.
He's Velvet Sky's husband.
No, Velvet. Well, okay.
Well, wow. I love how he double thinks. He's like, wait a minute. But no, wait.
No, the reason being is because when you said Velvet, my mind said Velveteen Dream.
No.
And I'm wait a minute, no. Then I'm oh, Velvet Sky. Well, there's a, but anyway, no.
Lisa, he's married to Velvet Sky.
Midnight Sky. Let me know if you like that name. That's the name we settled on. Chris Falcon and Midnight Sky kind of rolls off the tongue there. So together, we are Team Aftershock.
We are Team Aftershock.
There you go.
We were supposed to say that together, but I mean, Brant went so fast, I didn't have a chance to catch up.
I paused. I said, together we are Team Aftershock, and you didn't come with me, so that's on you, bro.
I'm sorry I didn't come with you. Team Aftershock, everyone.
If
New Year.
To know more about AEW Aftershock and all things Aftershock, go to theawcast.com. That's TheAWE cast.com to check us out on YouTube.
That's right, and also don't forget to check out the Awcast on Facebook. We have a new Facebook page. Brant actually put up a video talking about oh God, why did the pay-per-view leave my mind?
Elimination Chamber
and the Raw that followed. And I'm working on a couple of ideas for New Japan Pro Wrestling, because you all know I like watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. And there'll be some AEW videos. I'm sure Brant will have more WWE rants. And yeah, lots of stuff. Lots and lots of stuff. Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and you can find us all across social media at the Awcast. Speaking of that, I'll go into full detail about this at the end of the show, but I just want to let you know that we actually do have a newsletter now, and we'll put links in the description below where you can sign up for that. But you can get a free AEW fan comic by Todd Black when you sign up for the newsletter. So that's pretty cool.
And did you see our new logo?
Yeah. Awesome, right? Aftershock Wrestling Entertainment, and we are officially on the channel now. We are still doing this episode on Frontline as well, but if you go check out theawcast.com, you can find our official channel and watch us there from now on.
Yep, because this is probably going to be the last episode we do on Frontline, because, well, we don't want YouTube to think that we're taking our own videos and putting them on another channel.
Exactly.
Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, definitely we got some cool stuff going on, but we'll talk more about the newsletter later in the show. But for now, we've got some stuff to talk about, and I'm getting just a tiny bit of an echo, by the way.
It'll go away on its own. Unfortunately, I have the microphone set up in a way now where it's like, kind of thing.
Let's see. It's better. It's faint, but yeah.
I could lower you a little more, and that might take the faint away, and then I'll just louden you again later.
All right. Yeah, it's not too bad. We'll live with it. All right, so let's talk about. Whoa, that got really bad.
I loudened you and then lowered you again.
Let's talk about some AEW Dark. I don't remember where Dark was from this week. I think maybe Denver. There you go. Spoiler alert. That's good because we are spoiling it. So running down the matches, then we'll talk about anything. If you're new to the show, we recap the matches.
Is the echo gone?
Yeah.
Good, because I loudened you all the way and it didn't do that, and you didn't go whoa. So
sweet. Woo! So we recap the matches, and then we talk about any highlights from the actual show, and that we do the same for Dynamite. So that's the format of the show. So let's get into it. AEW Dark this week have 4 matches. Jurassic Express defeated Peter Avalon and Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford and Leva Bates at ringside.
Yeah, they were at ringside, all right.
Yeah. Jimmy Havoc defeated Severino Corrente. I'm probably butchering
a new
that.
wrestler that doesn't matter and got his butt kicked to push Jimmy Havoc over, and then Luther comes out and it pushes that rivalry going on.
Yes.
I like.
Hikaru Shida defeats Abaddon.
Or as I'd like to think of it, Nightmare Fuel.
And Private Party defeats Sonny Kiss and Brandon Cutler.
Okay, I need to know. I've got to go back to the match that I just talked about. Nightmare Fuel. Why did AEW bring her in?
Because
I've seen her in Beyond Wrestling. I've seen her all over. That girl is nightmare. It's like literally The Walking Dead or Resident Evil 24/7 girl.
Because if you listen to everybody on the internet, AEW is all about that dark stuff, man. The Dark Order, the Nightmare Family, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Death Triangle.
We should just call ourselves the Dark Cast.
It's like AEW is becoming Image Comics in the 90s. Blood this and blood that.
It's true.
It's kind of like that.
All I'm saying is you're not allowed to take the Dark Cast because I'm the Dark Avenger, so Dark Cast goes to me if anything.
Ah, gotcha. Well, I'm Midnight Sky.
Dark. So there you go. Look at that. I'm Dark
Midnight
again.
Sky, right? There you go.
The world is dark. Everybody get guy liner, black nail polish, and just freaking white face paint. Dye your hairs black and just
total sidetrack. And I'm going to mention this on Comic Book Weekly too. RC and Transformers. Did you notice she had eyelashes? Isn't that weird?
Yes.
She's a robot.
And I have a question. When she transforms into a car, do the eyelashes transform or do they just like suck in?
Oh, Kat's going to have a field day with that one.
So, by the way, since Brent brought it up, Comic Book Weekly, every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, on Comic Frontline. Come check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We got some crossover, right? Comic fans, wrestling fans. Celestial Fighting. What are you doing, Celestial Fighting? We're not going to promote everything under the sun. Come on, man. Anyway, so you mentioned Luther. Luther came barreling down Monday music. So it is Monday.
It is Monday.
Barreling down the rampway and attacked Jimmy Havoc, beat the crap out of him a little bit. So we're going to see that continue to play out in Dark. That was interesting.
I like that. That's the one thing I liked about this show was the fact that they're really developing Jimmy Havoc and Luther's rivalry. And as a matter of fact, I mentioned it to you, Luther signed a full-time contract with AEW recently. Yeah. So it's really cool that they're keeping Luther on, and this is something that we're going to be seeing develop as Dark develops. And I think it's also very cool because it's AEW Dark. This is Jimmy Havoc and Luther, 2 of your darker kind of wrestlers. I like that they're trying to follow the theme of AEW Dark.
Yeah. And we'll talk about the preview upcoming. We're gonna have some Dark Order stuff on Dark as well. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I was gonna mention Kip Sabian, not Kip Sabian, Penelope Ford and Leva Bates. So they weren't exactly getting along, but I didn't understand why.
Because they were on the same team, and it was just about the stupid books, and it's like, really, you're gonna do this, and this is how they're gonna lose?
Yeah, okay. It was strange. It was like, and all of a sudden they're like pushing each other. I'm like, why are they Why are they fighting? I don't understand.
I don't know, but Marco tried to make them feel better, and then poor guy got pushed.
Poor Marco. All right, and the other thing I wanted to mention was Brandon Cutler on Being the Elite this week. He's kind of him and Peter Avalon were talking about their.
I wanted to talk about that too. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they're the worst wrestlers in the AEW, that kind of thing. Poor Brandon.
No, my problem was this. Being the Elite came out before AEW Dark. The fact that they were yelling at each other that they both lost, the moment I saw the matches, I know who lost. I knew who lost.
That's a good point. But that could be any given week with those two.
He was wearing the red face paint at that moment.
I know. I get that. I'm just saying in general, that could be any week with those two. But yeah, I didn't even notice
Brandon deserves to win. I don't care about Peter Avalon. Brandon deserves to win.
I actually kind of like that idea of Brandon and Sammy doing a show. I don't know why he wasn't down for it. I mean, it might have gotten it would have gotten him some screen time. I mean, he's burying himself. He was asking if he was being buried. He's burying himself.
I'm shocked at Brendan Cutler because Kip Sabian's gone off and done a really awesome job on Twitch. Brandon, you do D&D. You talked about Critical Role. Get your ass on Twitch and do some freaking live stream D&Ds. I'll join.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah,
right?
Don't stay behind the camera, Brandon. Get up there.
Make a D&D channel. Do D&D online. Maybe he doesn't. We're just being stupid.
Maybe.
If he
we just don't know.
Brandon, if you're watching this, and you do, please let us know where we can find you, because I love watching D&D, and I will absolutely watch your campaigns if you do it, because I like watching them. I get ideas for my characters and stuff through watching other people. And sometimes, like Monks, for example, he talked about it on Twitter. And I looked up monks. I'm like, there's a such thing as an elemental monk, like kind of like Aang, the Last Airbender. And I'm actually working on creating a character in case one of my other characters in my other campaigns dies. Don't act like you don't know what D&D is. You played it.
I'm not saying that. We're getting a lesson here, folks. I'm just sitting back, letting you talk. That's what I was doing. I was like, okay. D&D lesson.
Not a monk when it comes to D&D.
Anyway, yeah. So Brandon's like, he's probably like, yeah, I'm Cutler's 76 or something. Go check me out or whatever. I don't know, 76. He's not that old. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Anything else about Dark that you want to talk about?
Not that reaches out to me right now. No.
All right, so let's get into some AEW Dynamite.
There's a lot to talk about there.
Yes. This time it was from Salt Lake City, Utah. Probably the last time it'll be from anywhere but Jacksonville for a while.
At least 2 months.
Yeah, so we're going to run this down. Who's Paige's partner? Interview started off the show. Cody defeated Ortiz. Nyla Rose and B. Priestley defeated Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida.
And then B. Priestley flipped out on.
Definitely talking about that. MJF, Butcher, and the Blade defeat Jurassic Express.
Yeah, of course they do.
Death Triangle defeats Joey Janela and Private Party. And Adam Page and Dustin defeat Jericho and Guevara.
So Dustin was the partner.
Yes, Dustin was the partner. So a lot to talk about with the Elite. We'll get to that. B. Priestley, you already mentioned that. So yeah, after the match, man, she just beat down Nyla, and I'm like, all right.
Did you see the interview? You saw the interview on social media where she tells her, I didn't come here to play nice. I came here to be a champion.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Because I've been missing her, honestly.
Ever since the Britt Baker ending, kind of, that's like she disappeared, and it's like, but I wanted more. Yeah,
I really like B. Priestley, and that's cool. She's coming in, going right after the big dog there. Mm-hmm. No puns intended with the Roman Reigns, all that. But
that's different company. We don't talk.
I know, just what he calls himself. But it's just I thought it was really cool. I like that it's not because I'm a heel, I got to team up with heels, and I got to do.
Yeah, no.
She's like,
exactly.
I want the belt.
I'll fight the heel, and we'll both be heels, and we'll both heel it off together. Yeah.
Yeah, and since we're talking about the women, we'll just go ahead and talk about this later in the show. There's an interview with Britt Baker, and Big Swole comes out.
Baby. me.
I know. She's like, you're not important. Only your boyfriend matters. And she's like, I'm married, baby. And it's like, obviously, a dig towards Adam Cole. Obviously people know Adam Cole a lot more than they know Cedric Alexander at this point. Even though Cedric Alexander's on the main roster.
The thing with Adam Cole is he got popular through being the elite.
No, I know.
Honor, and that's kind of how come his popularity is still.
I know it was a joke. I was no offense, Cedric. He's not getting the.
I don't know who Cedric is, so don't feel bad.
Every time we mention Cedric, I got to show you who he is, and we're like, oh, that guy.
Exactly. So that tells you that I know who Adam Cole is, but
he's Big Swole's husband. That's who he is.
He's big.
No, seriously.
No, I know. I know. That's how I'm going to remember him, though.
No, Big Swole's husband. Oh, yeah, that guy.
You said his husband, by the way. That's why I laughed.
I said it. He's Cedric Alexander. He's Big Swole's. I said he's Big Swole's husband.
Seashells by the seashore, huh?
He is Big Swole's husband, is what I said.
Yes. Okay. There you go. That's good.
Whatever.
But Big Swole, I love Big Swole. I like that this is the new rivalry that's going to be going on. So I like that there's more than just chasing the belt going on in the women's division.
Yeah.
She's going to get a fistful of something, Britt Baker. That's all I'm going to say.
I liked her little segment on BTE. It was kind of funny.
That was hilarious also, yes. I wonder if it's in this week's episode. I didn't get to watch today's yet.
Yeah, I haven't watched today's yet either. But yeah, it was funny. Just, how season your stuff.
I would just like to segue since we said BTE and then get on this and get off it, and we'll talk about it again. I love how Hangman Page wants to leave the Elite, yet he's worried about Nick because Nick was out the previous week, and then he goes and partners with Dustin.
Yeah.
Part of the Elite.
Well, that wasn't really his choice, but yeah. Dustin basically said, I'm your partner whether you like it or not on the show. So
he could have said no.
I think he tried to. If you looked at them, they were arguing before the match started, but
okay.
Is what it is. But yeah, it's like he wants to stand on his own, but at the same time he still cares about them. It's kind of like, I mean, they're a family. So
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to play in the drinking. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, okay, this is hard because I know what they're doing with Adam Page. And at the same time, I feel like they're trying to make it so that if they want to change him back, it's all going to be about him quitting the drinking. That the drinking is what's clouding his mind, and it's not really, he's not acting like himself because he's drinking a lot. But at the same time, I think it could have been done better without the drinking. It could have been just his attitude, like, I'm always second best, and I want to prove I'm better, and then resolve instead of, I quit drinking, and now I'm starting to think clearly, and maybe I was wrong and just depressed. You know what I mean? It's going to just take that to actually fix him.
The problem is he's not wrong. And the thing is, it's almost like they drove him to drink because they treated him like he was the guy in the shadows, right? Yeah,
but yet everybody thinks the elites are the good guys, and he's kind of going down the darker path. But in reality, they're the ones pushing him that way, which is a good point.
You say that, but at the same time, in that tag match at the pay-per-view, they were booing the Bucks. They were booing them out the building.
That's true. That's because of what they said to him now.
Exactly. So they're both wrong. That's the bottom line of this. They're both wrong, and at some point, they're both going to have to admit it and reconcile. Hopefully it goes that way. So
each one got a middle finger now. I mean, Matt gave it to Adam, and Adam gave it to Matt the week before.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. We'll just go ahead and talk about the Elite.
Oh, you do? Okay. I thought we were going to leave that for last.
We can, but we're already talking about it.
Let's leave it for last. Okay. I think that's a good discussion.
All right. There's not a whole lot more to talk about anyway. 2 trios matches. It seems like they're really pushing these trios. 6-man tag matches and stuff.
Oh, come on. You got to love the Death Triangle. I like this angle with Pac and Lucha.
Oh, I do too. I'm not dissing it at all. I'm just saying it seems like they're bringing that over because that's a big thing in Mexican wrestling, Lucha wrestling, is the trios thing. And they have trios titles, and it's also an old school thing. Like back in the old NWA and stuff, they had 6-man tag titles. Right. Dustin Rhodes was actually
Ring of Honor has it.
Yeah. So it's maybe they're leading up to that. Maybe they'll introduce that.
I could live with that.
Yeah. So no, I don't mind it at all. It was cool. Just nothing much to say about the MJF one.
No. It was not even classic. Typical MJF kind of, and it's sad because it's garbage. And now this week we're getting Jurassic Express versus Butcher and the Blade without MJF, and you'll see an opposite. I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to speak because I love Butcher and Blade. I love them when they're away from MJF. I think they're a really solid tag team. I really do. I really wish they disassociate from MJF.
I will say when Butcher and Luchasaurus were going head to head, that was
intense.
Pretty cool. Yeah, it was intense. Those headbutts, man. But yeah, and then Death Triangle, that ending move where they did like the triple camel clutch thing.
Right.
That was pretty cool.
So in sync. I mean, it's crazy how in sync those three are already.
Yeah. So it's working. So I'm not hating it. So that's all I'm saying.
I'm just hating on MJF.
Yeah, as always, right? Christopher Daniels did a spoof promo on the Dark Order promo, talking about the
at the beginning of the show, at the very beginning of the show,
yeah. So
pretending to be the Overlord or whatever.
Yeah, and then they kind of played into being the Elite, where he's getting some advice from Orange Cassidy on how to deal with it all, and all that stuff, and so that's good. We also got the rules for Blood and Guts, which is basically what we knew. It's basically War Games. You have 2 5-man teams, the Elite versus the Inner Circle. 2 men start. 5 minutes later, people start coming in from each team. Next week they have the match to get the advantage. So. And then it's like 2 rings enclosed in the cage. Same, it's War Games. It's exactly War Games. If you're a fan of War Games, that's what it is. I'm
going to really, I really hope that we get a good show in 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, me too. I really hope so. So that's it. That brings us down to the Elite. That's all that's left. You forgot about Nick getting jumped at the beginning of the show, like the middle.
I'm including all of that together.
Oh, you're going to encompass the whole. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. So
okay.
So yeah, after Cody's match, because Cody defeated Ortiz. After his match, he gets attacked by Santana and everything, and I forget who rushed the ring. Was it Matt?
Cody defeated Ortiz. I feel bad for Ortiz. I just want to throw that out there. Ortiz cannot get a win in a single match. But yeah, they were in the ring, and I think Kenny was in the ring with them.
Kenny and then Matt. Matt was there too, right?
Right. All 3 of them were. And that's when they found out about Nick, and all 3 of them ran back to save him. I believe, remember, Nick has – oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to say which was what this image was. That's where they were. They were talking on the big screen, which leads to this.
Yeah. But I think that Matt is kind of stepping down, except for Blood and Guts. Obviously, he'll be back for that because let's not forget, God bless him, he's having another child.
You mean Nick? Yeah.
Nick.
Yeah.
And I knew who I was talking about too, and I screwed the names up. Nick's having a child soon. God bless him and his family. And I'm sure that he's, it's any day now. I think he said that on 2 weeks ago, being the Elite. And usually, as a person, any day now. My daughter was born a month early. I know any day now. So you don't know if and when it's going to happen, when it's going to happen exactly. Yeah. If I say, because it could happen if they're at the Blood and Guts and he has to run, and then you're going to have 4 versus 5.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they could always bring in Dustin if they need to. Could always
call in a friend.
A villain?
A villain. No. Yes, a villain. Special guest appearance. Or they could bring in somebody wonderful.
They could.
Match.
Or it could just be Brandon Cutler or QT Marshall. But either. Anyway. Hey, Brandon Cutler and Sammy, they got heat now. He turned down his show idea, man. They could bring in Darby Allin. There you go. That'll work.
Now that I can, you know what? I think that's why they're kind of pushing with Darby a little bit. You saw him with that little vignette with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. I feel like they're putting him there just in case Nick does have the baby and he can't be there. He'll step in.
Yeah, maybe so. So, we did get an interview with Mox before we go too deep into this.
Right, we did a small one.
yeah, it was just basically Inner Circle, I'm coming for you.
I love it. Darby, Moxley, the Elite.
Yeah, everybody.
Otherwise, the Dark Order hasn't gone for the Inner Circle at this point now.
They're one and the same. Chris Jericho's the Exalted One. That's what's going to happen.
Wouldn't you? I don't know how I feel about it, but I feel like at the same time that would be insane.
It would be insane. It's
Kevin Nash.
It's Kevin. Kevin Nash is being inducted in the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania. He is too. The whole NWO is.
Oh, the NWO. Okay. Well, it's not Hulk Hogan either then.
No. It's Matt Hardy. It's not Jeff Hardy.
It's not Matt Hardy because Matt Hardy's got that thing going on with the Elite where they just buried him.
I know. It was Matt was having flashbacks all BTE last week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they find out Nick has been attacked. He's been slammed in the bay door there, and Matt and Cody rush him to the hospital. So that leaves like the Elite shorthanded, right? So we get to our main event, which is Dustin Page versus Jericho and Guevara. Dustin and Page win because Page is on a roll, Dustin's on a roll. But then they get attacked by the Inner Circle. Back, Cody and Matt are back and all this stuff, and they're battling. And Matt doesn't come in yet. Cody comes in and they just like get mauled.
Matt shows up at the entranceway when they get back towards the entranceway.
Yeah, and he's kicking, but he's super kicking everybody. But he takes the time to flip off Adam Page, and that costs him, and he gets a chair in the back. And the Elite are left laying, and the Inner Circle are sitting on top of them and flipping the entire Elite off. So that's how your show ends. Man,
maybe they're just flipping off the coronavirus.
Maybe, but it's a great lead up to Blood and Guts, and it's like the Inner Circle. They kind of played it up that way too. The Inner Circle is one unit. They are connected. They are in sync, and the Elite is just a broken mess. Yeah, and that's been the theme for months. Like we had an episode called "Breaking the Elite" months ago or weeks ago, and it's just continuing that thing. It's a brilliant build-up.
I think Jericho's more dangerous now that he doesn't have the championship than he was when he did have it.
Yeah, because he's mad now. He wants vengeance on everybody. It's just he's irritable. I mean, look at that face.
Stole his last piece of bread.
Stole his last roll of toilet paper.
I was just thinking that. That's the look you get when you walk into Walmart and there's nothing on the shelves.
Exactly. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? I gotta wipe my butt.
That's what the newspaper's for.
That's anything you can find at this point. Post-it notes, whatever works.
Post-it notes?
Just because I had them. They're here, Desperate times, man.
Before we go way off the rails, do we know what's coming up next week?
We do, actually. Sort of. We know one thing.
Right.
Let me get down to that section. All right. We actually know a couple things. So it's going to be from Jacksonville, obviously. We talked about that at the onset of the show. We don't know what kind of crowd they're going to have or anything like that. But Death Triangle is going to fight Best Friends and the OC and Orange Cassidy.
Are you sure it's them and it's not Lucha Brothers versus Best Friends? Lucha Brothers with Pac and Best Friends with Orange Cassidy?
I thought it was Death Triangle versus Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. Maybe
okay.
I'm wrong.
Maybe, I don't know. I saw it on Twitter. It could be a mistake on their end.
And then there's a tag match between the Inner Circle and the Elite to determine who gets the advantage going into Blood and Guts.
Right.
That's all I know. And the Exalted One is supposedly going to be revealed next week or this week. So,
okay.
We'll see who that is. As far as Dark, the matches will be the Hybrid 2 versus Cutler and Nakazawa.
Oh, they always put Cutler with the wrong. Okay.
Well, at least Nakazawa has one match. Penelope Ford versus Rio.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Colt Cabana, which we'll talk about him in a second, versus Peter Avalon.
I am so happy. I'm looking forward to that.
And Christopher Daniels versus Stu Grayson.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So Colt Cabana, man, I'm being the Elite. I honestly thought he was being ribbed, and then he goes into that tirade, and he's like, dude, It's like, I'm gonna be on every episode.
I
When
don't
you
know.
fire me, I'll be here.
I don't know if he actually. Yeah, I wonder.
He's a really good actor. If not, because I thought at first he was just like, no, just film it back over, and then he got really upset, and I'm like, man, I'm uncomfortable. It was
I
good
hope
though.
it was acting. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it was good though. So that's your show. That's your preview for next week. And like I said, one thing we didn't mention why we weren't here last week.
Yeah.
So we missed last week's episode. And we did want to talk about it because Jake the Snake Roberts came on and all that stuff.
And we found out who Jake the Snake's with also.
Yeah, on this episode, Lance Archer.
Yeah, he's not with Luke Harper, which I was hoping.
Well, that's because Luke Harper is the Exalted One. We're going to name everybody under the sun, so we're right when it's revealed. You know, that's how that works. You know,
it'll be somebody completely different that we had no clue about.
Yeah, it's like,
it was
I called
that
it.
Person.
Jeff Cobb is the Exalted One.
It's who played Arrow?
Stephen Amell.
Stephen
Amell. That would be brilliant. I'd love that. Dark Order comes after the Elite. That would be hilarious, actually.
Right.
Oh, shoot. Anyway, QT Marshall is the Exalted One.
You just ruined it.
I know. Right. Anyway, why did we miss last week, Chris?
We both kind of fell off the wagon of I was awake and Brant wasn't, and then Brant was awake and I wasn't, and then it got to, I think it was like Tuesday, and we were like, you know what? We'll just we'll just explain that. Our schedules were just so off. Honestly, last week was the first week of daylight savings time, and I was thrown completely off because I literally time went forward and my body was not ready for it this year. I was like, what time is it and why am I awake? And it's like, oh, okay, it's the right time. And I ended up crashing when we were supposed to record. And I set an alarm, and my alarm didn't wake me up. And Brant was messaging me. He's like, well, I guess we're doing this tomorrow. And I was like, yeah, tomorrow. And then Brant was out the tomorrow. So we're like, we're just throwing it off too much. We'll do it next week.
Yeah. It was like, and my days were mixed up at that point. I was like, Dynamite's in a few hours. I'm like, wait a minute, it's Tuesday. Dynamite's
Tuesday. You're in the wrong place. It's dark.
It was just, it was a lot going on last week. So we just couldn't get it together.
Let me put it this way also. I'm going to do teeny little self promo. I had a big epiphany that previous weekend. A big thing hit me finally, and it hit me like a super kick party that I needed 5 years ago, honestly. And I wrote all about it. If you'd like to check it out, it's on shootingstaruniverse.com right now. It's called Why I Brought My Comic Reviews Back. And it encompasses not just a comic review, but I talk about also why I'm back, just the feelings and the passion that I had towards comics and doing stuff like this, how I've been kind of like in a roadblock, like a feeling of like a roadblock. And now I've kind of started coming back into it. And first of all, I realized the issues, the problems. I realized that a lot of them were gone and that I was holding myself back. And now I'm moving forward. And a lot of that played into a lot of the stuff that was going on in my head that weekend and then daylight savings. So if you'd like to see the article, it's up on shootingstaruniverse.com. I also did I have a group called Dark Avenger Nation on Facebook. You can go check it out. I did 2 videos on there. I also did a Dark Avenger Live this past Friday, so I talked all about all of that.
Yeah, cool. And like I said at the beginning of the show, we do have this newsletter. You can go there, subscribepage.com/free AEW comic, and sign up for that, and you get an 8-page free fan comic, and then you'll get updates from us with content, and you can unsubscribe at any time. But go check that out because we're really excited about this. We're ready to talk to you guys about some cool stuff, and we got some content and everything. And so do that.
Subscribe to the newsletter today, so
yes.
You'll be up to date tomorrow.
Exactly. So that's it for AEW Aftershock, and let's get that up there. If you like the show, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe notification bell so you get updates on all the content coming out from us.
And you can also find us on the awcast.com, now fixed to our YouTube channel, our new YouTube channel that will have exclusive content. So unfortunately, this will be the last time you see the Awcast on Comic Frontline. So if you'd like to continue to watch the Awcast, hear Brant and myself talk about AEW, Ring of Honor, WWE on Brant's end, and New Japan Pro Wrestling, definitely go subscribe to the Awcast channel.
Yeah, and audio version coming soon.
Yes.
with a full show.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll be doing audio format soon.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that in the weeks to come. You can also find us on social media across the board at the Awcast, just like it says right there on the screen.
Awcast. And if you'd like to sponsor the show, or you have any suggestions or questions, you can send them to team@theawcast.com.
That's right. So thank you for watching. For Chris Falcon, I'm Midnight Sky, and this has been AEW Aftershock.
Don't forget to soar high
and aim for the sky.
The Midnight Sky.
The Midnight Sky. That's right. Bye, everybody.